I joined an investor class. I paid $30,000. Up to today, I haven't started an LLC or C Corp. How should I report this education expense for taxes purposes? Can I report it on my personal taxes? You want to jump on this one, or do you want me to whack at it?
You can whack at it.
Okay, so here's the deal. Investor, that's a magic word. If you are an investor and you're doing education, you don't get to write off your education expenses, period. In fact, if you look at some of the publications out there, your travel and everything else is specifically excluded if you are an investor. So we don't want this on your personal return if that's what you're doing. If it's an investment expense, don't want it. The sole kind of exception is if you are already in the realm of real estate and you already have rental properties, then it's treated as an expense that you could write off as long as it's real estate class. So the real answer is I would not be writing this on my personal. In fact, there's a case. It was a gentleman who we ran into at an event years ago, and he went out and did exactly what you're talking about doing, and his accountant filed it on his personal taxes, and he became a tax case. Would he be commissioner? And it was exactly what we thought, which is they were going to deny it until you actually had the business. Now, if you set up, let's say, a C Corp, it has the ability to do what's called a startup expense and reimburse any expenses that were associated with the investigation or startup of that business. So if your investor class really had to do with the startup and investigation of that business, then it would be deductible. The only question is whether it's going to be 100% deductible in that first year, or whether you have to spread it out over a number of years. They allow you to what's called amortize it. So you're going to get to write it off. The only question is how long. If it's less than $5,000, you're going to grab it the first year. If it's more than $5,000, then you're going to have a portion that is immediately deductible up to $5,000. You're going to spread out the rest over 15 years. You do not report this on your personal taxes. So hope that makes sense. Anything you want to add on that one?
No, I mean, there used to be an argument if this was, say, an investor's class for securities instead of property, you used to be able to deduct that on Schedule A.
Never. They actually specifically exclude it now.
Even though you were already trading and.
Yep, you have to qualify as a trader.
Okay.
Yeah, investors don't get it. Kind of stinkolas. And
then there's no place to deduct it anyway anymore.
No, you're just toast. But people used to try it, and they would say, "Hey, I'm a trader in security," which means you got to have a lot of trades, about 700 trades.
True. Yeah. True.
So I try to avoid that.